What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 homemade water slides part 2. We did actually do a part 1 to this quite a while ago and you guys seem to really enjoy that video, so we decided to do a part 2 today. If you do want to check out the first part, feel free to do so. There will be a link in the description below. And as always, let's see if we can smash 10,000 likes on this video. That would be insane. And with all that being said, let's jump straight into it. Number 10. Now this video is called the greatest slip and slide known to man, so I think it's fair to say that the title gives it a lot to live up to. I've got to say though, this water slide doesn't disappoint, even if it looks like it could kill me if I got it wrong. For starters, you have to climb up an insanely high ladder just to get to the top, because the slide itself is like 60 feet high and literally starts in the treetops. Once you're up there, you have to hold onto a rope for dear life until you're ready, because it's so steep that once you let go, there is no stopping you. With that said, it's definitely worth it because you get a crazy 16 foot of air before you hit the kiddie pool at the very bottom.
Yeah. Heads like A's.
Oh! You're gonna die!
You might die.
See you later! Alligator!
Number 9. Honestly, for a homemade water slide, this one looks as professionally made as you can get, so I'm guessing building it took a very long time. It was worth it though, because this slip and slide is cool enough to take any summer pool party to a whole other level. It might not be the steepest, but there's a few bumps in the slide to keep things interesting, and the kick at the end still lets you get some pretty crazy height. Not only that, it's big enough to handle any inflatables you can throw at it, which probably comes in handy for the people who don't manage to land in the pool.
The bird machine. Check.
Number 8. Now don't get me wrong, there aren't many bad places for a water slide, but I feel like a desert in Utah may be one of the best places of all. I don't know what gave this guy the idea to build a huge slip and slide in an abandoned part of the desert, but there's no denying it turned out pretty cool. It's quite simple, I mean it's just a dugout tunnel covered in tar, but the fact that it's absolutely massive more than makes up for it. Not only that, but the kids look pretty happy too, which I guess means the slide definitely did its job.
Women on your mind. Have a drink, have a drive, go out and see what you can find. If a daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If a daddy's poor, just do what you feel. Speed along the way, you can turn or return to 25.
Number 7. Now most people with gardens have tried to make a water slide at some point, so it makes sense that people with huge gardens would try to make a huge water slide. This guy's waterslide is 100 feet long, making it one of the longest slides on this list, but it's also definitely one of the most creative. I mean, yeah, some of the turns look like they could throw you straight out of the slide, but looking at it, I think that's all part of the fun.
Whoa.
Number 6. I always wished I had a proper pool in my garden growing up, and videos like this are a perfect example of why. There's only so much you can do with an inflatable kids pool at the end of your homemade slip and slide, but when you have an actual pool, you can go so much bigger. This family's homemade slide is huge, and it takes the whole thing to deal with the momentum you get flying off the end. It looks super fun, and out of all the slides on this list, it probably lets you splash the most people too.
Everybody out of the way! Go! Alright, so you want me to throw...
Number 5. Now this next one might seem like a crazy idea, but if you had a huge field with a giant lake in the middle, you'd probably do the same thing. This slip and slide isn't the steepest or the fastest, but it's on the list just because of sheer size, and the little bit of craziness it probably took to make it. Not only does it use an industrial pump, but the guy even ploughed a track into the ground with the tractor, and the end result is pretty spectacular.
Searching for an easy way to escape the cold light of day. I've been high and I've been low, but I've got nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to go.
Number 4. Just a quick rule, if your water slide is big enough to use an inflatable the size of a mattress, you're probably onto a good thing. I'll admit that this water slide doesn't look the safest. I mean, it's basically a sheet draped over a pile of hay bales, but it looks so fun that I don't think I could resist riding it anyway. Bonus points for the drop off if you get to the lake, because nothing is better on a hot day than being plunged headfirst into icy water. Number 3. Honestly, the people who make these videos must be missing out on a lot of money, because this is another homemade water slide that people would most definitely pay for. I mean, it looks professionally made, and it even has a kicker that means you get some air before you hit the water. It may not be the longest, but it's a perfect balance because it's steep and doesn't take you hours to walk back to the top. Not only that, but the forest around it is beautiful, so if having a pretty water slide is important to you, then this is probably the one to try and find. Number 2. Now it looks like a whole town showed up to this next water slide, and to be honest, I can see why they would. It has everything from some cool turns to a walled track, and even has a splash pool built in at the end, so nobody ends up landing on the grass. Add to that the fact that it's also absolutely massive. Honestly, this water slide is great, even if this one isn't the most intense on the list. Number 1. Now, good water slides have to look safe enough to actually use, but let's be real, the best ones are exciting because they still look a bit rough around the edges. This one is the perfect mix because the track looks super sturdy, but there's also no ignoring the fact that it starts in the treetops way above the shed. Best of all, this one lets you build up some pretty crazy speeds, but thankfully the splash pool is big enough to deal with how insanely fast you end up going. Maybe don't open your eyes while you're going down though, because it's pretty hard to bail out if you panic when you're going down that quickly. And there's our video on the top 10 homemade water slides part 2. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below. We have done plenty of water slide videos on this channel, so if you are interested in this type of stuff, there is going to be a bunch of links in the description below as well, and a ton of different types of water slide videos that you guys can also enjoy. As always, be sure to subscribe as well if you do enjoy this type of content, and we will catch you all in the next video.